Before you spend thousands of rupees and dollars on books and audiobooks, watch this video. In this video, I'm going to help you save some time and money by suggesting and recommending 7 legal ways by which you can download books for free, absolutely free. I have found out that in the last 3 years of my content creation journey about books, this was one consistent question that, hey Avdut, how do you read so many books and where do you get books from? So in this video, I'm going to spill the tea. I always wanted to make this video about how you can read books for free on the internet. There are some amazing resources. So this video is that. Amongst all of these resources, there's one particular resource which is my personal favorite. I'm currently in the US. That resource is only available in the US as far as I know. I'm going to tell you how I'm using that resource to read a lot of books, and maybe somebody who's watching this can replicate that in India as well. So this video is going to be very, very interesting. Make sure you watch the video till the end. You may never know which thought or fact may resonate with you and change the course of your life. So let's get started. The first website through which you can read lots and lots of ebooks and classics is Project Gutenberg. Now let me tell you a story. The year was 1971 and there was a student called Michael Hart. He was pursuing a degree called Human-Machine Interaction as his undergraduate degree. Now he was a very curious person. He always thought about how humans interact with machines. One day he received a printed copy of the US Declaration of Independence. He was very excited, and the first thought which came to his mind was to distribute this copy to multiple people, the physical copy. But then he thought about how hard it is to get it printed, to find out where people live and then go deliver them. So he was in a frenzy, and then he thought of an idea which changed everything for the entire world. He went to his material lab's laboratory. There was a computer there. Remember, this was 1970s. He went onto the computer and he transcribed the Declaration of Independence onto the computer. This was the first ever creation of an ebook. Michael Hart is always credited when it comes to ebooks. He is the first person who developed the idea of ebooks. He became very, very interested in doing this further and further. He transcribed the works of Shakespeare, he transcribed the Bible and started distributing it to people. The game which he played differently was he found out about how the copyright of different books work. He found out in the US there's a certain time frame after which your books become free of copyright and they become public domain. So he started transcribing all the public domain books onto this website. This website is basically now. So this is how the Project Gutenberg was born. This is the oldest collection of ebooks which are free of any copyright material. They're all public domain books. Now, when internet came in the early 2000s, in the late 90s, this created a boom again. He had a lot of volunteers, a lot of people in the community who developed programs which were helping to transcribe all of these physical books into digital copies. That's how Project Gutenberg took up velocity, and now it's a huge conglomerate of many communities, many volunteers working together to give information for free. So if you're into classics, if you want to read old books, don't ever buy them. You can all get them for free on Project Gutenberg. The next website which you can use to read free books and ebooks is standardebooks.org. Now consider this website as an additional layer on top of the Project Gutenberg library. So these people who created this website understood that, hey, people these days want a good experience of reading. They just don't care about what's written. They want a specific type font of the text. They want a good cover for the book. It's a whole experience, right? So the ebooks which you get on Project Gutenberg, the text is very old and it's directly in that form in which it was written. So these people created a more modern and stylized version of all the public domain books which were available. So on this website, you can find options to customize your fonts. You can have great covers for all those classic books which these guys have created. So it's like an added layer on top of Project Gutenberg. So if you want to read classics, old books, old textbooks, and you care a lot about the experience as well, then this is your website. The next is Open Library. Open Library, again, just like it sounds, is a huge collection of digital books, but it functions like a library. You don't have to download books. You can borrow books, read for them, and then return the book. Again, they have a certain expiry period. Now, the people who have started Open Library, they have a goal to make Open Library just like Wikipedia. Just like Wikipedia is like an open source information portal where people can go, comment, edit, share their own thoughts. Very similarly, Open Library is also the same. It's highly community led and open source. So here you have to create an account and you can borrow books and read them. The goal of these guys is to make 4 million books ever published, to make it all free for people, and they are still in the process of doing that. They have a lot of volunteers, and it's a great website to again read classics, and you also sometimes find popular books on Open library. It just depends on how you search for that book and if your search matches their database. Next is an app that I use the most. Now this is my secret. This particular app has literally changed my reading game when I came to the US. So when I came to the US 2.5 years back, I was always considering of getting books from India because books here are very expensive. And when it came to reading ebooks, I always thought everything was paid here. Like even if you're downloading any ebook, I didn't know about all of these websites. So to download anything, it was super expensive, right? Especially when you come initially, you convert INR to USD and every book is like $10 or $15 always. So I was in a frenzy. Then one of my American friends, she's a reader, she reads a lot of books, she recommended me this app Libby. This app has a very unique business model. So once you log on to this app, it checks where you are logging in from, and whichever state you are in, it shows you all the public libraries which are available to you in your region. What you do is whenever you log on to the app, you sign in with some public library to get a library card, which is absolutely free of cost. Let's say I'm in New York and I go onto this app and I found out that the New York Public Library has this subscription free. I get their library card, and once I get that library card, I can go onto this library's catalog on the app and take up any book that I want which is available. It works exactly like a library but in a digital format. You can borrow books, you can recommend them books, and generally you get a lot of popular books here as well because libraries keep updating their inventory. So in the US, Libby is a complete game changer for me. And not only ebooks, they also have great audiobooks. My American friend who read books, she told me that she mostly uses Libby for audiobooks. She does not pay for any subscription like Audible, because on Libby she gets high quality audiobooks. Basically, this network of libraries in the US is huge. It's strong. So basically, even if you go to a small state, it still has public libraries and you can go on to Libby and borrow books from there. So whenever I am traveling, I'm scrolling through my phone, I prefer to use Libby to read books because on my phone as well as on my iPad, because it's just right there with me and I don't have to pay for anything. If somebody in India is watching this and wants to structure all the libraries in India as well, this can be a great business model, just like Libby. Next way to get free books is a very specific thing. It's not like you'll get books always for free and you get very specific books, but you get free books. So there's a Reddit thread called free books. Here people just sometimes come and just share links of free books that they have bought. They just want to help the community to read books and they just share these Google Drive links. They just share some of the PDFs that they have. I'm not sure if it's illegal or not. It's definitely legal if somebody is already sharing it to you. So you can go there and just check out the thread sometimes. I like to sometimes go there and hunt for recommendations because sometimes Reddit is a very strong community, right? When it comes to book as well, there's a lot of chatter going around. So I go to this website sometimes, and supplementary to this Reddit thread, there's also a website called bookbub.com. On bookbub.com, the website basically curates the list of deals which are available all over the world. So let's say you are in the US, it gives you all the deals which are happening on Kindle, on Amazon, on all of the websites. It gives you the best deals. It's basically a curator. So even in India, if you go to bookbub.com, you make an account, it will show you the best deal for books whenever you want to buy books. If you want to buy a physical copy as well, Kindle copy as well. Sometimes they have a lot of free books as well. A lot of Kindle books are available for free. BookBub can help you find those books. Next way is a great way to listen to audiobooks, high quality audiobooks. There are two websites here. The first is LibriVox and the second is digitalbooks.io. All of these websites I'm going to list down in the description, and I also share tips and tricks like these in my newsletter, so you can follow and subscribe to my newsletter as well. So on LibriVox, you get lots of audiobooks for free, and not only that, if you are interested in talking, if you're interested in helping them in their mission, you can also record your voice to transcribe an audiobook. They have an option for that as well. I haven't used that, but if you like doing that, you can also explore that option. You have a form to fill and you can just read an audiobook for them, and they have a good collection. And digitalbooks.io has a better collection because I like their UI a lot. Again, all of these audiobooks are public domain books which are free of any copyright, so it's fully legal. You won't find a lot of books here, you won't find the latest books here, you would mostly find old books here, but nonetheless I like this website to read classics sometimes because classics are very free to get. They're all copyright free. You have a lot of Agatha Christie audiobooks, you have Jane Austen audiobooks, you have Charles Dickens audiobooks. So if you're into classics, this is a great way to read. So this is a great way to listen to audiobooks. There are other multiple ways, like just going on to YouTube and searching for a free audiobook. Sometimes you get people have literally uploaded audiobook versions of Atomic Habits, like people have just transcribed it, so you would be amazed at how active the bookish community is. You just have to go and search on the internet. You can go on Spotify and sometimes find out podcasts which are actually books. They are actually audiobooks. And then for public domain books which are freely available, you can just do a Google search, especially for textbooks. If you're an academic student, you can go on Google and find out specific type of books. If they're available for free, you'll find it right away. If you are a fantasy or a science fiction nerd, there's a website called tor.com which specifically geeks about science fiction. So if you're really into fantasy and science fiction, there are these unpublished authors as well. They write short stories here, they write their ideas here. If you're a writer, basically you want to get ideas for writing a fantasy or a geeky novel, then this is a great website for you to explore as well. Also, when you open Google Books and Apple Books, all the public domain books are available for free here. So again, there's a lot of ways to read classics. There's a lot of way to read specific books. You just need to know how to explore that. I personally have a mixed bag. I like to put my eggs in all of the baskets. I don't just rely on free books. I also buy books sometimes if I want the physical copies. Sometimes if I'm on the go and I have to read it, I go on Libby, I borrow the book and read it. Even if I want that book for myself, I try finding out if there's a free version of that, and if nothing is available, I buy the book. So this is how I function when it comes to reading. Many people have been asking me for this question, so finally I'm sharing it all with you guys. So yeah, I hope you found value in this video. Put a like on this video, it helps the algorithm, and comment down below what your thoughts are and how do you guys read books for free. And yes, all of these ways are absolutely legal, so I don't believe in stealing an author's work. It takes a lot of work to write a book. I don't at all believe in pirating. There are many websites through which you can download illegally, but I'm not sharing all of those. I don't want to promote all of those things because it takes a lot of work, and an author needs to be paid 100%. So yeah, that was the video. Thank you so much for watching the video till here. That's all for this one. See you in the next video. Bye bye.